Hello family and friends, this is Rob the Sapper gardener representing Essayons Family Garden, and we're just going to do a quick walk around the garden. Hopefully quick. Joey, don't hold me to that. We haven't done a lot of garden updates this last week or so. We've done a lot of stuff in the garden. We just haven't broken out the camera, so we're going to show you a little bit of what we got, and at the end I may throw in some stills. Mrs. SG has taken a lot of nice photos of some of the stuff that we've done, but I'll walk you around and I'll talk about it at the same time. So here we go. So a lot of times in our videos I may mention we're in our zone 1 or zone 2. And those are just some permaculture principles that we use. When you set up your garden areas, if you're using permaculture methods, you think of your home as zone 0, that's your main living space. And then you think of zone 1 as right outside. That's where you put most of the things that'll take up most of your time. A lot of your annuals, your flowers, herbs that you use a lot, and the things that require the most attention. And for us, that's our backyard garden area here with our greenhouse, our new chicken coop, and also our garage garden area over there, which I'll walk over and show you a real quick look at. And then our zone 2 is things that take a lot less attention, like our fruit trees, which we have our micro orchard 1, and across from the garage garden, micro orchard 2. We have tried growing some herbs and edible flowers in our front yard, which technically would be a zone 1. Zone 1 is just areas that you go into all the time, and it's hard to not pay attention to what's going on, so we thought that might work. But yeah, we think we'll be good with just these 2 now. The only thing we've got growing in our front yard is some rhubarb and some edible flowers, some basil, things like that. And we're gonna start off with a little update on some of our figs. If you guys remember, I'll put an iCard up. Our fig trees were teeny tiny after we overwintered them, and this one actually had a little dieback on it, but it's growing up nicely. We may not get figs on it this year, but I'm sure next year this will be loaded with figs, and at that point in time we'll decide if we want to transfer it in ground or keep it in this large pot. But with the growth on it, I'm thinking it's probably ready to go in ground. And lots of mint up here, which we're doing more mint tea and mint recipes. And here we are trying to grow lemongrass, and it's coming up, but we'll see how that goes. And more mint, and our chives, and 2 others. And this one, which is the Del Monte fig, is just growing faster than we can record it. It seems like it goes up another couple of inches every week. And this one, if I could find the tag, I would tell you what it is, but the tag is hiding somewhere. Let's take a look. This is our ice crystal. I should have remembered this one. And this one actually had more cold damage than that one did, but it's looking great now. So these we may not get fruit from this year. These are 3 of our newest figs, but we're sure they'll do better. And our pineapple we had down in the basement is doing good. We brought it out finally, and it's looking super healthy. So we may never get pineapples from it, but it'll be a nice ornamental for us. We can put it in the greenhouse and overwinter it, or worst case scenario, we can put it back down in the Sapper cave and see how it does down there. So the rain moved back in, so the rest of this is going to be a umbrella tour. And we're gonna start off, I guess, over here near our greenhouse. Let me flip you guys around. So one of the projects that we're going to do is we're going to put a border around our greenhouse with these cinder blocks, or hollow blocks as some people like to call them. And over here on our greenhouse, where our 12 by 12 pavers in, we're going to set up a ring of cinder blocks, one cinder block high in most spaces. But where our solar panels are, we'll probably do those 2 or 3 to raise the solar panels up. We actually got another solar panel kit, the exact same one. And we're going to add probably 2 solar panels, maybe all 4, and another battery so we get more power to the greenhouse. And once we put the cinder blocks around it, we're also going to fill up the empty space with pea pebbles 4 inches high. That'll bring it up to the level of the bottom of the greenhouse. Right now we've got 4x4s around it. We'll take off one layer of 4x4, or we may leave them, except for this front one. So the cinder blocks and the pea pebbles will give it a solid base that we can set flowers in, herbs, whatever we want to put around it. Raising the solar panels up will give us one less space that we have to worry about rabbits or snakes or whatever hiding under, giving us a surprise. And one quick note, our weed eaters, both of them went out the same week, so we're a little behind on weeding back here, as you can tell. But we got one in the mail yesterday and ordered off of Amazon, and we'll get to work on that when it's not raining. And our calamansi plants are both doing good. Those are getting moved around. This isn't where we keep them. We like to put them on the deck, but when we run our irrigation system, we put them over here so they can get watered, and then we put them back to the deck. All this is our main Zone 1 garden. So everything over here, even when it's not raining, gets irrigated, gets watered. And our wintergreens, one here, one there. We're gonna keep them here the rest of this year, and then either this fall or next year we're gonna find a spot to put these in the ground, because they are cold hardy in our USDA Grow Zone. We've got some taro root, which we know is not cold hardy. This fall we'll harvest that. We'll start regrowing some of what we harvest in the Sapper cave, and the rest we'll eat up. And we've been harvesting our rhubarb off and on throughout the year, and we've got a few other plants in here, gooseberries, goji berries, a little bit of everything. And we've got our tangelos here. This one we got last year has one little small fruit on it. We had a really bad windstorm come through and blew some fruit off. This one has a fruit. You can see it there. Then there are probably some more hiding. Yeah, this one actually got blown over, as you can tell, from the soil there and the soil there. So we had to pick it up and refill it. But yeah, we know we have to baby our citrus, but hopefully it'll be worth it when they really start producing. Our friend Lead Farmer 73, he's got quite a few citrus. He's one grow zone below us, but hopefully we get to that point too. We got our cilantro bed. This is basically just a fodder for the chickens. Every time I come out, or every day I come out, I'll grab 1 or 2 of the cilantro plants and I'll give that to the chickens. They seem to love it. When they see me coming towards the coop, they run over like I'm giving them a scratch. And on an earlier video, I mentioned that we have 9 fig plants, but we actually have more than 9. I forgot about these here. There's one there, and there's one there, and they're both doing well. And these were overwintered in the garage. They didn't get the winter protection, and I don't see fruit on these yet, but hopefully we do. These are 2 or 3 years old, so I'm expecting we'll get fruit eventually. If not this year, hopefully next year. And then we've got other plants scattered about, lots of peppers, more peppers, bok choy down there. We got some aloe. Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. I think that's either turmeric or ginger in the pot in the middle there. Yeah, the garden's doing well. And we've got our sunchokes, which are doing well. We still have not built a permanent bed to put those in, but they're doing well. And the mosquitoes are doing well too. They're eating me up right now. Yeah, lots of sunflowers. And I'll show you real quick over here. We got sweet potatoes. We got squash. We got marigold, and we got our chicken coop. And we're doing the chicken coop similar to the way we're going to do the greenhouse, but we're putting the cinder blocks up more flush, and we're planting in those. And because our chickens probably won't be free ranging anytime soon, we'll just put a few herbs around it that they can munch on. We've got some mint in there now. I'm not sure what else Mrs. SG put in, but yeah, you can see with that one, they'll eat whatever they can reach. But they're happy and they're growing. Yeah, we'll be switching their feed. They're on starter grower feed right now. We'll switch them to a straight grower in a couple weeks. Keep them on that for 4 weeks, and then if they haven't started laying, we'll still put them on layer feed. They'll be 16 weeks at that point. So the rain is picking up. I'll show you guys a couple more things, and then I'm going to get inside. Thankfully, we don't have any more thunder. Our burdock has flowered, and haven't seen any pollinators on it yet, but hopefully we do. And then in the summer, before these start dropping birds, we'll put a bag on it and we'll collect those, and yep, hopefully have enough seeds to save and to share. And we've got moringa, if you can see that, all throughout our garden this year. And of course our horseradish, which, yeah, I have got to do some horseradish sauce eventually. And our kale, we're gonna hope that this one overwinters so that we can collect purple kale seeds next year. Our corn's doing well, along with the grass and the weeds, which we'll take care of 4th of July weekend. And we got sunflowers popping up everywhere. Yeah, lots growing here. I meant to give our friend UT33200 a shout out. The kiddo corn he gave us is doing well over here, even though the high winds blew it over. I think it'll straighten back up on its own. If not, we'll put some stakes and wires out here. Yeah, Tomato Alley is doing pretty good aside from the weeds. But yeah, we know from experience we can take care of this in a day easily. We've got our volunteer purple potted whole beans or bush beans around our tomatoes. Yep, Tomato Alley's doing pretty good. We got a bunch of dill growing. We'll harvest some of that. And dill's just a great companion plant for most of your vegetables to help deter pests. Yeah, lots of mint, lots of peppers that we probably should be harvesting now. But the rain's starting to pick up, so I'm gonna get ready to go in after I show you some more turmeric over here, which we hope is doing well in the pots. My wife is much more familiar with turmeric growing than I am, but it seems to be doing okay. And what we do is we grow it in the fall, we harvest it, and just like the ginger, we eat some, we save some, we replant it in the basement down there, and we regrow it for the next year. So that seems to be a self-sustaining process for us, but we never get a lot, but we do get enough to use some and save some. And we got our peppers. Hopefully you can hear me over the rain. This was one of the main reasons I did our insect spray last week. You can see these peppers are getting eaten up. And yeah, they're doing better. No more damage. And more peppers and eggplant back there. Our lemons, which we don't expect to get fruit from this year, but hopefully within the next year. So these are looking really healthy. And our black pepper vine, which is doing pretty good. And we have some slides that will show Mrs. SG harvested our Italian shallots and a bunch of onions and leeks. And a little bit of garlic you can see inside the greenhouse, along with our burdock just drying back there. So hopefully that gives a good harvest, and it's time for the sapper to get inside. So, real quick update, I will throw in some photos that Mrs. SG took, and we'll try to do an update on our fruit trees coming up soon and our nut trees, which are growing well. We're still not getting a lot of nuts on them, but we know those take time. So I'm gonna get back in here. I guess I could show one of our grape plants, if you can see it back there. We've got grapes in several places around our property. I did show some of the fruit. Mrs. SG is better with the photos and things than I am. Honestly, she's probably better with the videoing than I am too, but I got the camera today. So I'm gonna get back in here. Had to work today, so this is an after work video. Kind of random, but a couple more things. We got to do some weeding in here. Things are looking okay. We've got a lot growing, a lot of peppers. So, a bit of an impromptu edible garden tour or edible garden update. I'm gonna get inside, get cleaned up a little, and get ready for dinner. I think Mrs. SG is making baked chicken, which is one of my favorites. So, as always, this is Rob, the Sapper gardener, representing Essayons Family Garden, saying God bless our great country America, you, wherever you reside around the world, and your garden as well. Take care. Sapper out.